This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Monday, the 28th day of August in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. While raising concern over a lack of representation at the level of the National Tushao Council, the Tushao for Chinese Landing Orin Finance made a strong case today for the mining permits issued to businessman and miner Wayne Vera to be revoked, and for mining to resume only for legitimate residents of the Indigenous community. As this year's National Tushao Council Conference got underway this morning at the Ortachong Conference Center, Mr. Finance called on the National Tushao Council to stand resolutely with the people of Chinese Landing as they lobbied the government to revoke the mining permits issued to the businessmen. Additionally, the people of Chinese Landing are demanding the removal of all outside mining equipment, as well as the removal of all firearms owned by those miners. Ahead of delivering his presentation to the more than 240 Tushaos gathered for the conference, Tushao Finance told reporters that representation from the National Tushao Council on the matter has been minimal. But he's hopeful that the National Tushao Council will join the fight in demanding justice for the indigenous people of Chinese Landing.
I'm looking for the support of the NTC, the other Tushaos, and in our case with the Vera blocks on our title land, we are calling that the government revoke them, right, and remove all the security personnel from. I think that is owned by Vera, the outside miners. We are calling that they be removed with all of their equipments. And safety mechanism to be implemented.
Earlier this month, the government halted all mining activities in the village of Chinese Landing in a direct response to the precautionary measures issued by the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. However, Tushao Finance said while there is an increased number of Guyana Georgian Mines Commission officers and wardens underground, reports indicate that some miners are still carrying out their activities, especially at nights.
The blocks are located with the center of our title land, right? So it currently halt. Nobody is working. What I know then that the village council don't really go wrong that much in the area, but we have been receiving reports that some of the miners still continue to work when the wardeners or the GGMC officers are not present.
Finance said while the decision to halt mining activities on the blocks assigned to Vera is a step in the right direction, residents are looking forward to the complete removal of those outside miners from their titled lands. Mr. Finance said the presence of the miners pose a threat to their safety and well-being and also their socio-economic development. For Chinese Landing, a small Carib village located in Region 1, small-scale mining has been a source of income for the residents. The village council is hoping that the government will grant permission for the residents of Chinese Landing to resume their mining operations soon. Today, President Finale, when questioned on the issue, explained that the matter must be dealt with in its entirety before any decision is taken on future mining at Chinese Landing. The recent visit to Chinese Landing by a fact-finding team was also as a result of the precautionary measures granted by the Inter-American Committee on Human Rights in July. The IACHR, in granting the measures, said the people of Chinese Landing are in a serious and urgent situation, given that their rights to life and personal integrity are at serious risk. The organization urged the government of Guyana to take necessary steps to uphold the rights of the indigenous people. Meanwhile, the chairman of the National Tushao Council, Derek John, said the government is trying its best. The NTC chairman said he remains open to the recommendations by the Chinese Landing Village Council. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Oh my lord! I just love to shop in this store. My customers them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup!
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
Having your own car means peace of mind.
Having your own car means comfort and convenience.
Having your own car means freedom to get there on your own time.
It's Deal on Wheels at Republic Bank. It's time to get that new vehicle or upgrade to a better one with Republic. Super low rates and low down payment. Up to 8 years to repay and great prizes. Come in to Republic Bank today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
Are you looking for the best high school education at affordable fees? Then register your child today at the VYC Academy. Now enrolling grades 7, 8, and 9 students for the 2023-2024 academic year. VYC Academy, achieving academic excellence. For more information, call us on 227-1013 or WhatsApp us at 613-4806.
Strong and solid in countries far and wide. New India Assurance, we're standing by your side. Golden service, half a century and more. New India Assurance, our policies are secure. From the heart of India, we serve these islands. The strength that you can trust, you're safe when you come to
New India Assurance Company. Assurance when you need it most.
For your home, motor or business insurance, visit New India Guyana office, 58 Brickdam next to Star Computers. Telephone 226-0415-7. Comfortable parking available.
Welcome back. The National Tushaus Council Conference opened this morning at the Arthur Chung Conference Center with the president telling the more than 240 Tushaus present that since his administration took office in 2020, it has injected more than $50 billion towards the development of indigenous communities. According to the president, the sum represents capital investments made during the course of the last 3 years. He said already the government has made good on many of its promises and commitments to the indigenous people.
Because today as I speak to you, I can say to you that we have almost completely implemented all the promises we made to you at the 2020 elections in just 3 years. Every single one of the commitment we made to you and your communities, we have almost completely implemented them in just 3 years, and we are working now on advancing even more for your communities, bringing more development.
And alluding to the strides made in the areas of human services, the president said that more than $2.2 billion was set aside for the elderly, with more than 6,000 in line to benefit. Added to that, he said close to 5,000 persons in hinterland communities are now benefiting from public assistance, totaling more than $1 billion. The president also boasted that his administration has set aside more than $2 billion for the execution of the hinterland development projects.
As I speak to you today, we have more than 1,000 community projects being implemented across the hinterland and riverine community. More than 1,000 projects being implemented in hinterland and riverine communities across the country.
During his speech, President Ali also said the low-carbon development strategy is another example of the government's commitment to the indigenous people. He said already more than 240 indigenous communities have received funding from the sale of carbon credits.
And we have to, and we must respect the voice of the National Two-Showers Council. We must respect and honor the ideas and recommendations of the National Two-Shower Council. The government must consult and work in cohesion with the National Two-Showers Council. And I assure you, as long as we are here in the philosophy of the political party I am part of, and I'm a leader of, the People's Progressive Party Civic, that philosophy will never stray away from consulting with you at the National Two-Showers Council.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the National Two-Showers Council, Derek John, said the conference over the next couple of days will discuss developments and issues in the areas of education, healthcare, land rights, and environment sustainability. He said it was important to have the conference be open and frank, and for those discussions to be just as frank and open.
And I want to tell you that this conference in 2023, we will have a lot, and I'm expecting a lot from you two shows in a very positive reporting to the progress that our villages and community have made over the past year. And this could not have happened if we did not have the full support from the government of Guyana.
This year's National Two-Showers Conference is being held under the theme Advancing Sustainable Village Development in a Low-Carbon Economy. It was a deadly weekend across the country as 8 young people lost their lives in 3 separate accidents. 2 21-year-olds and a 19-year-old lost their lives on Saturday night in a smash-up involving 2 cars and the truck and the motorcycle. That accident occurred just after 10 p.m. on Saturday along the Unity Public Road east coast of Marara. The 3 dead persons have been identified as 21-year-old motorcyclist Elijah Pelou and his pillion rider 21-year-old Raymond Rose and 19-year-old Sean Passad, who was a passenger in one of the cars involved in the accident. The police report on the deadly accident indicated that there are 2 persons hospitalized in a serious condition. The driver of one of the cars who survived the accident told investigators that a motorcyclist had just overtaken another car along the roadway when the rider collided with the right side of another vehicle and then into a truck. The impact of that collision pitched the motorcyclist and his pillion rider onto the roadway and sent the car he slammed into spinning out of control and into another car. On the west bank of the Marara, 4 teenagers lost their lives early on Sunday morning in a smash-up involving a car and a parked truck at Canal Number 2. That accident took place at around 1:30 on Sunday morning. Police investigators identified the dead teens as 17-year-old Devanan Singh, who was the driver of the car, 19-year-old Amisha Jaikaran, 18-year-old Devian Narain, and 19-year-old Daniel Trabani. A police report stated that a car in the accident, bearing registration number PAE 5773, was being driven by Devanan Singh with his friends as passengers at a fast rate along the Resource Public Road on the west bank of the Marara. Investigations revealed that a teenage driver lost control of the car while proceeding east along the roadway. He crashed in first to a parked truck before the vehicle came to a stop after slamming through a concrete fence. The police said 2 of the passengers were pronounced dead at the scene, while the driver and another passenger were rushed to the Western Marara Hospital in an unconscious state, where they died while receiving emergency care. And on Sunday morning also, this time in the Berbice region, a 19-year-old motorcyclist lost his life in an accident along the number 11 public road. The dead youth was identified as Rahul Thakur. The fatal accident took place at around 1 o'clock on Sunday morning. The police report said Thakur was riding his motorcycle along the public road at a fast rate when he clipped the handle of another motorcycle while overtaking it. Both motorcyclists reportedly lost control of their bikes and were pitched onto the roadway. Thakur slammed into a utility pole first, while the other motorcyclist and his pillion rider fell onto the roadway and received multiple injuries. The police said they were all picked up off the roadway by persons in the area and taken to the hospital. 19-year-old Rahul Thakur died while he was receiving treatment. Today, President Irfan Ali said he's deeply troubled by all the accidents on the country's roadways. Just 2 weeks ago, the Guyana Police Force and the National Road Safety Council launched a new campaign to clamp down on the reckless use of the roadways. They continue to encourage drivers to be much more careful on the roadways and to not drink and drive.
Would you like to study medicine in Guyana? Admissions are open for Doctor of Medicine. Contact us on the numbers to learn more on how you can get started today. You can also visit our website to see all other opportunities available.
Did you know that John Lewis Styles carries back-to-school items? Besides clothing and footwear, you can also get lunch bags from $3,500, backpacks from $4,500, and pulley backpacks from $10,995, all for the same price or less than buying online, and it's already here. Also, get a chance to win one RCA tablet every week in August. Enter to win with every $5,000 you spend. That's 4 tablets you can Google homework with. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Having your own car means peace of mind.
Having your own car means comfort and convenience.
Having your own car means freedom to get there on your own time.
It's Deal on Wheels at Republic Bank. It's time to get that new vehicle or upgrade to a better one with Republic. Super low rates and low down payment. Up to 8 years to repay and great prizes. Come in to Republic Bank today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Police investigators have traveled to Mbaimadai Landing in the Upper Mazarini River area to investigate the murder of 35-year-old gold miner Stenson Rowland. Rowland was stabbed to death on Saturday night at a bar in the area. According to a police report on the incident, the miner was consuming alcoholic beverages at the bar when he was suddenly approached by another man and stabbed to the left side of his chest. The suspect ran away from the area just after as the victim collapsed. The police said the suspect is known to persons in the area as Ruhaman. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. Efforts are still on the way to locate the suspect. Longtime member of the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union, Paul Narine, has been re-elected as the president of GAWU. The 47-member new General Council of GAWU met last Friday to elect the union's new Central Executive Committee. Narine, who is also a member of parliament for the governing PPP, has been at the forefront of GAWU's representation for its members. In a statement, GAWU also announced that Harvey Tamron has been elected as the vice president, while Aslim Singh will serve as general secretary and Purandat Narine will serve as the assistant general secretary and treasurer. 7 other committee members have been elected to the union's central executive. GAWU said the elected committee will be responsible for providing leadership and guidance between meetings of the General Council and will meet monthly. The elected officers will also be involved and be responsible for the day-to-day functioning of the union. GAWU's president, Paul Narine, said he looks forward to working alongside the General Council in advancing the efforts and the work of the union. He said that despite the successes, there is still much more to be accomplished for the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union and its membership. With effect from today, the University of Guyana, through its International Center for Migration and Diaspora Studies, started to offer 5 programs addressing issues related to migration. The university hopes that the new programs will pave the way for students to have an in-depth understanding of the social and economic impact that migration has on the society and its role in shaping the country. Diaspora through conquest, slavery and indentureship, diaspora and migration in and around academia, and migration, diaspora and citizenship are among the programs being offered by the university.
The center will focus on fostering and promoting a supportive research and teaching environment for scholars concerned with issues of migration and diaspora, drawing on the skills and expertise of national and international academics, agencies, organizations, and members of civil society.
Migration specialist Dr. Corinne Jacobs-Chester speaking there. That speech was made at the launch of the International Center for Migration and Diaspora Studies, which was held at the Turkana campus on Friday. Dr. Jacob-Chester said as part of its work, the center will place tremendous focus on Latin America and the Caribbean.
Guyana's distinct ethnic makeup can also be traced to conditions that prevailed during the colonial period. To supply the labor required for sugar cultivation, plantation owners at first imported slaves from West Africa. The indigenous Amerindian population of Guyana was small and lived mostly in the impenetrable interior. Thousands of slaves were imported each year as plantations expanded. More than 100,000 slaves worked in the colony by 1830. The second occurred when East Indians, Chinese, and Portuguese were brought to Guyana as indentured laborers between 1838 and 1917 to fill the gap in cheap labor that existed after the abolition of slavery.
It was noted that focus will also be placed on entrepreneurship, investment, and businesses. The launching was told that the diaspora plays an important role in facilitating trade and investment between countries of origin and countries of residence.
This key discipline of the center, trade and business, can support socioeconomic development activities and social entrepreneurship via participatory financing, commonly known as crowdfunding. As an example, crowdfunding microfinance programs offer the diaspora innovative opportunities to invest in projects in their country of origin, maximizing financial inclusion throughout the country. Moreover, it facilitates the strengthening of the small and medium enterprise sector through the provision of access to credit and business development services.
The International Center for Migration and Diaspora Studies will be working along with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Diaspora Unit, among other institutions.
Would you like to study medicine in Guyana? Admissions are open for Doctor of Medicine. Contact us on the numbers to learn more on how you can get started today. You can also visit our website to see all other opportunities available.
Did you know that Gassie's Jet A1 fuel is a type of aviation fuel specially formulated for turbine engines? Jet A1 fuel is safer to handle and transport than any other fuel types due to its high flash point and low volatility. It also boasts a high energy content, enhancing aircraft performance and efficiency. So whether traveling for business or pleasure, choose GAWU's Jet A1 fuel for a safe, reliable, and efficient flight.
Sorry.
Jack?
Hey.
Boys, where you going with all that speed?
Yo, today's the 15th. My NIS contributions are due, and I ain't even get the forms as yet.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app from the comforts of their homes and offices?
Really? You know, I just pay my bills using MMG, you know?
Yes, Jack. And the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select Pay Bills, Government Services, NIS, and Pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So I don't need to submit any form?
No. The only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait, I could make a claim too?
Oh, no, man. You didn't know that? Yes. All self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Well, girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor at the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water. Now available for only $120.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall. In the region, the U.S. National Hurricane Center, NHC, has upgraded Hurricane Franklin to a major Category 3 storm. Franklin is the first system to become a major hurricane this year. The hurricane currently has sustained winds that are near 115 miles per hour, and NHC expects it to strengthen further today before gradually weakening from Tuesday afternoon. At 5 a.m. today, Franklin was located 810 kilometers southwest of Bermuda. NHC has urged persons with interest in Bermuda to pay close attention to Franklin's development, as storm advisories will likely be required for the island. Franklin became a tropical storm last week in the Caribbean Sea, south of Hispaniola. Flash flooding from the rainfall dumped by Franklin claimed at least 2 lives on the Dominican Republic. The Associated Press reported that more than 670 homes were affected by the storm, and 24 communities were cut off by heavy rains. Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell renewed calls for the United Kingdom to apologize for slavery in the Caribbean and its other former colonies and to pay reparations. In an interview with the UK magazine The Independent, Mitchell criticized Britain for failing to apologize for capturing and enslaving African people, adding that their failure to show remorse sends a bad message. He said if the UK wants to continue being a country that demonstrates that it upholds the values of justice, fairness, democracy, and equal treatment of human beings, then it should be upfront in apologizing for slavery. And finally tonight, international news. Donald Trump will stand trial in March 2024 for trying to overturn his 2020 presidential election defeat, one day before Republican voters in more than a dozen U.S. states will decide whether to give him a chance to recapture the White House. Reuters in a report said a U.S. judge on Monday set a trial date of March 4 for the federal case in Washington, one of 4 criminal prosecutions the former president faces. That is one day before Super Tuesday, a potentially decisive date in the Republican presidential nominating contest, when a number of states will hold their nominating contests. Opinion polls show Trump leading his rivals by a wide margin. The judge's decision means that Trump will likely have to stand trial in at least 3 separate criminal cases while he's campaigning for the party's nomination to take on Democratic President Joe Biden in the November 2024 election. A trial date in the 4th criminal case has not been set.
And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.